Hey guys, so my name is Rosa Rosario and I will be presenting on issue 20. Should pharmacists be allowed to deny prescriptions on grounds of conscience? I would say no, just because I feel like it is unethical to not provide someone medication because of what you believe in. I feel like as a pharmacist, if you feel so strongly about this topic or situation, being in the medical field, you're going to be exposed to a lot of things that you may or may not agree with. But I feel like you got to do it anyway because it is part of the job. So there are many instances in where young girls unfortunately do not have that luxury of getting emergency contraception. There was an example in the book where there was a young girl in Texas that she was a rape survivor, and she went to her local pharmacy, and the pharmacist said no. They did not want to give her the emergency contraception. She goes in, she asks for this emergency contraception, and the pharmacist says no. And their reasoning is because of moral grounds. They just didn't believe in that. They didn't agree with what she was about to do. So I feel like if that's the case, then you should refer her somewhere else. There are a lot of cases, a lot of instances in where pharmacists, and there are a lot of people who believe that emergency contraception is not good. They don't want people to have access to that. They don't, we all know the deal. So I feel like if you're a pharmacist, it is, you're a professional. This is your job. And I feel like if you didn't believe in that, you should have at least had the decency to just send her somewhere else because of the background of why she needed the emergency contraception. There was another case in New Hampshire where there was a young 21-year-old single mother, and she went to her local pharmacy and she wanted to get emergency contraception as well. And instead of sympathizing with her and just giving her what she needed, the pharmacist straight up yelled at her. They berated her, they scowled at her, and criticized her so harshly just because she just asked for emergency contraception. And I feel like that's not right. So I feel like this brings up a lot of ethical questions, and where in the book it says who prevails when the needs of patients and the morals of providers collide. What can someone do about that? And another, should pharmacists have a right to reject prescriptions for emergency contraceptions? This is a very harsh topic to talk about. There's a lot of people with very strong beliefs about this. So I feel like, who gets to decide what's right and what's wrong? I feel like as patients, or as pharmacists rather, excuse me, I feel like as a pharmacist, if you don't believe that you can provide this patient or this person with what they're looking for, what they need, at least have the human decency just to refer them somewhere else. It's very hard as it is, these days. So just referring them somewhere else if you feel like your beliefs will get in the way of providing quality service, because these patients are actually looking for you and they need someone to help them out. And if you're that person, then do so. I feel like it's part of the job. If you can't, if your beliefs are really, really strong and you can't help this person, at least just have the decency to just send them somewhere else where they can get the help that they need. So this topic is very hard. So I feel like, I don't know, what do you guys think?